Hello everyone, it's Diane. I have a couple of magazine journals to share with you today that are going to be sent out probably Monday, but I won't upload this video till the recipients have them because they're a surprise. I'll start with this one. This one is going to one of my really good customers who orders a lot from me, and in fact I think I'm the only journal maker that she buys from. So she's a very loyal customer and I really appreciate her, and I'll be sending this journal off to her. It's made with Bella Grace magazine. This is the front cover of the Bella Grace magazine, and I put this Tim Holtz phrase on it, live in the moment. On the back I just covered up the writing with a phrase that came out of the magazine. It says without hesitation. And I left the title on here, Bella Grace, Life's a Beautiful Journey. And inside, as I've shown before, the Bella Grace magazine has flaps. So I stitched this down as a pocket and stitched some trim here. I used some scrapbook paper, and these words came from a different magazine that I had already cut up and used for journals. Sit up and pay attention, because sometimes we go through our lives without really paying attention to what's going on. I put in this library pocket and stitched on this little image from the magazine and a little scrap of lace. This is from the magazine, and I used a couple of books in this. One of them is this book, If, Questions for the Game of Life. So I just cut out some of the prompts from that. And the other book, I don't have the cover for it, but I think it was called P.S. I Love You, Mom. And a man put together all the cute little quotes that his mom had put in his letters for many years. And they're very wise, and so it made a really cute book. So this one, for example, says, P.S. to change everything, simply change your attitude. I love you, Mom. So that book was just full of things like that. So this one is part of the If book, and it just has a couple of journal prompts in there. I'll get that back in there later. I did some stenciling on that page. Here's one of the pages from the magazine, and I took another portion from the magazine and just trimmed it to fit in there, to clip on there with a paper clip. Some ledger paper, another page from the magazine with a fabric and lace flap. This one has a journaling prompt on it, chasing slow. What areas of your life would you rather travel slowly through? How could you slow down certain activities to enjoy them more? This page is just a pretty scrapbook paper, and it has some circles that I cut out of the vintage wallpaper that I had gotten from Kalina Bean on Etsy. So I just glued them on as pockets, and a couple. Oh, I'm gonna decorate this tag a little more. I forgot to do that. So I'm gonna decorate that tag. This came from A Tattered Dream on Etsy. These two tags came. I cut them with my Cricut. So what I did to get these circles was I just traced inside this circle and cut them out. That's my tape. Here's a page from the magazine with pretty clouds. I adhered some leftover ledger paper to this page and a little scrap of the pretty scrapbook paper. This page didn't really have anything interesting on it. But here, I had to trim off the first line of this quote, so I put it here because it says, love grows best in little houses. So I wanted that to be on here to go with the rest of the quote because I like it. There's some more of the prompts from the If book. Some washi tape, it's on music paper, and this is one of the vintage flower stickers that you saw if you watched my Etsy haul. I just stitched a little piece of ribbon here, some pretty scrapbook paper, and vellum quote here, well, a word, it just says unique. I stitched it on as a pocket. I had recently purchased a lot of cards and things from Victoria Designs, and I thought they'd be really awesome to include in the junk journals that I make. And someone pointed out to me that Victoria Designs is one of the sellers that you're not supposed to use them in things that you sell. So I'll be including them in these journals that I give away. It was pretty disappointing because I really like these journaling cards, and I thought they'd be a really great addition to the journals that I make. And this, it's just a notepad paper that I glued on here. Don't let anyone dull your sparkle. This one says it always pays to dwell slowly on the beautiful things. The more beautiful, the more slowly. I don't know if you can see that swan there. Very subtle image, but because it's so light, you can write on that. And I put this numbered washi tape here, so I thought maybe you could use it for journaling about the beautiful things in your life. Sometimes we take beautiful things for granted. Another of the vintage stickers. Couple of glassine bags. I ran out of the little tags that I make that will fit in those bags, so I just have to clear a space to use my Cricut, and I'll cut out some tags to put in there before I send it out. These are just a couple of images from the magazine. I made this pocket out of scrapbook paper, and here's another page from the If book. Some trim is stitched here. There's a guest check on this page. More of those clouds. Some more stenciling. And on this, I just tucked one of those. There's a vintage bus ticket here, and one of the Love Mom pages. And I stitched a little image from the magazine on here. P.S. Your Aunt Louise has stopped smoking. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And this is more of an inspirational quote here on this side. This was a humorous one. Some fabric and some gathered muslin and some lace here. Another vellum quote as a tuck. It says, "Believe in miracles." Another of the Victoria Designs cards. And then here's this Tiffany & Company stamp on the coffee dyed index card that I purchased from an Etsy seller. Unfortunately, I had to trim it to fit in here, but it works. I like it. And there's a little piece of tiny baby vintage rickrack. And I put an inventory tag in here. I didn't put the seam binding in it yet. So this journal isn't quite complete. It just has some finishing touches. I just want to get this video done before I start making a mess in my room again. And here's the other one. Now this one is going to be going to my friend Alette from the Netherlands. She was the first one that contacted me. I hadn't even joined Junk Journal Junkies. I was making smash books and making videos on my YouTube channel, and she contacted me and asked if I would do a swap with her. And I thought it was exciting to do a swap with someone from another country, so I agreed to do that. And she sent me a beautiful little journal, a little smash book. And we've been communicating ever since, and she's just the sweetest person. We've sent each other a few things over the course of a few years here. So I want to acknowledge Alette because she was the first one in the junk journal and journaling community, the online community, that reached out to me. And this is the back cover of the Bella Grace magazine. So it has that lovely quote that they always put on the back of their magazines. The front was very plain. It was just this brown color. So I cut this quill out of the magazine and figured you know, it's a journal, so I thought the quill on paper was appropriate. And then I got this word from scrapbooking paper. It says journal, and some vintage music paper, all stitched on. It says this book belongs to. And then again, there's one of the library pockets, and this one says all the little pieces, because we do put all the little pieces of our lives in our journals. Plus, in junk journals, we're putting all the little pieces that are laying around on our desks. At least I do. And there's a little picture from the magazine stitched on, a little piece of lace, and this picture of a girl looking out the back window of her pickup truck I thought was cute. And there's some of the if journaling spots on there. Some stenciling. Has the same types of papers in here, the ledger. A pretty green plant here. Some journaling in here. Create your own fairy tale. Imagine you were given a day all to yourself with a nice budget to go all out. How would you pamper yourself? What would you wear? Where would you go? I thought that would be fun to journal about. And then this one says, I long for a life I have control of. I want a space of my own, decorated with pictures that hold nice memories, soft pillows, and scented candles. I want shelves filled with books of adventure and poetry. So there's room here for Alette to write about the space of her own, or what she wants to do with the life she has control of. Some pretty rocks in a stream. This is just lined. This is from the magazine, but it's lined paper. I think on the other side of it there's a journaling prompt. Some fabric and lace. I just put a piece of paper there for journaling. Again, there's some vintage scrapbook paper with the tags. Again, I didn't decorate that one yet, but I will. Oh, I didn't mention that in the other book also there's a punch. I used my Stampin' Up! Punch to punch the wallpaper. This one has, do not anticipate the happiness of tomorrow, discover it today. A vellum quote with some more Victoria designs. Oh, I didn't realize I put the same card in there. I'll put a different one in there. A pretty flower from the vintage stickers and a little piece of lace. I like this quote. People who keep journals have life twice. There was a little bit of writing up there. It was part of a quote that got cut off, so I just covered that with washi tape. Little journaling spot there. Some washi tape here. Another prompt, the power of music. So this is for writing lyrics or songs that you really appreciate. Little bag here. I'll make a tag to stick in there. A guest check and a vintage floral, two of them, vintage floral stickers. This is cut from the magazine, and I stitched her on as a pocket. There's a journaling prompt up here. It has a list of simple, humble pleasures on this side, and then room on this side for you to write your own. And then this is from the P.S. I Love You book. P.S. I love your laughter, and I love how you make me laugh. I love you, Mom. Here's a picture from the magazine that I glued on this page as a pocket with the Victoria Designs card in there. Here's the page with the lined paper and the journaling prompt. But you can use those lines for whatever you want. Another vellum pocket says harmony. To be bitter is to waste precious moments of a life that's too short already. That's very true. Today, give a stranger one of your smiles. It might be the only sunshine he sees all day. To express the life of emotions is to make art. Again, the Tiffany & Company card used as a pocket. inventory tag, and the back has a flap with some trim that I stitched on. So this will be going to the Netherlands. And I want to thank both Maria and Alette for their friendship and their support. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.